Hi there and welcome back, friends of a thoughtful gaming experience. This is your host Emmanuel Can, and we're back with some Torment, Tides of Numenera. Let's play and explore. We're still in the beta, patch 1, and we're trying to go to the Valley of Dead Heroes, but we lack the money, so we have to get some money somehow. That is what we definitely need to do. I have no idea how to get that yet, but we'll try. We'll try. There are like no possibilities to sell something here. We've given all our money to to people in need and spend it on strange drinks in the Fifth Eye. Well, of course, it was all for the greater good to get the adversary, and yeah, we killed the adversary. Now there are no more adversaries. Probably, hopefully, maybe, even maybe. But now, where should we go? What should we do? Maybe we could try to activate this thing here. Dull light shimmers on the edges of this rusty monolith. Examine the device again. This generator combines a huge number of disparate technologies into an obviously functional whole. Once again, you notice the circular symbol etched into the side like a maker's mark. Look through the holes in space again. For the moment, nothing lies beyond the tiny holes but utter darkness. And we'll leave it alone for now. And we're just going to try if we can use it. Can we use it? Something happening here? Not really. Now, we'll examine the archway again. It is dormant, and it's the house of empty time. What else can we do? We have to check just what we can do here. Smooth metal door has no apparent handle or hinge. Entry must be controlled from the inside. Drones still circle the uniformed woman's head, Sigin's head. She's whispering to one of them as you approach, but she waves away and nods curtly to you. City business or something else? She turns her face back from the drone. Something about her profile strikes you as familiar. In that moment, she looks so much like the ghostly girl you met in the Fifth Eye that they could be the same person. Though this woman seems 20 years older, at least. You look a lot like someone I met in the Fifth Eye. Sigyn. She laughs aloud. In that moment, her voice is clear and rich, like that of a much younger woman, or even a teenaged girl. Was she a scarred peltast, wedded to her blade, fresh from the endless battle? Scan thoughts, gods about. It's another one of us. Actually, she was young, with a chorus of whispering voices all around her. Sigyn's face goes pale. Then I know who she was. She was the woman who haunted me when I was the girl. The woman I was supposed to become. For as long as I can remember, I felt as though this other woman was taking shape inside me. When I was a girl, I'd gaze at myself in the looking glass, and every day I seemed less like me and more like her. I don't remember when I abandoned my family, but I couldn't have been more than 10 or 12. They seemed like strangers to me. I couldn't even remember who they were. I started hearing stories about other girls like me, older girls, younger girls. I sought them out, learned everything I could. All the ones I met went mad, and they never survived past their 20th year. It wasn't always the same death. Sometimes it was a sickness or an accident, or they ended their own lives, but somehow they always died. It was fate, and it was mine too. But you survived. I cheated, Sigurd says. She's silent for a moment. When I was old enough to become a citizen, to sacrifice a year, to create a levy, I went straight to the Order of Truth and told them I wanted to donate as many years as I could. I didn't think it would work, she confides, but what choice did I have? They started taking the first few years and I aged closer to 20 each time I thought I would die. And the levy that was born from my 20th year, it was a monster. They tried to make me stop, but I refused. I made them go on. I burned through my 20s and beyond, and with every year I lost, I felt that other woman inside me weakening, pleading, dying. I laughed as they burned the years away. When I walked into the Order of Truth, I was a teenage girl. When I walked out a few hours later, I was a middle-aged woman, but I was free. So how old are you really? 22, she says. That's why I was too young to remember you when you were here last. I was a 12-year-old girl, a runaway, half mad and living in the streets. How long has this been happening to women in the city? Centuries, I think. The earliest reference I could find was around the time of Chilla, but it probably goes back even further. There was an Aeon priest about 80 years ago. He thought he'd make a name for himself by discovering the cause. He found that it only affects women in Sagus, never in the outlying villages. He thought it might be caused by some kind of Numenera underneath the city, but he was never able to prove anything. You said the levy that was born from your 20th year was a monster? It was death. Not death the way it's personified in stories, but death like it really is. A bloated thing with festering sores, vomiting blood and pus and excrement from every orifice. Even the Aeon priests were terrified. They burned it to a pile of ash. Let's talk about something else. She nods. I'm glad I finally told someone. Easier to tell a stranger such things, perhaps. I have more questions about the levies. Alright. Nothing more. Farewell to you, whoever you really are. And let's talk to the council clerk. Maybe we can find more out more about this matter. I'd like to talk about paperwork. Faint sigh is the only acknowledgement you receive. What are you doing with all these papers? Clerk shakes his head at your ignorance. I am taking them from where they were to where they must be by bending the space between. And as they pass across my lectern, I assure that they are properly prepared. To the body politic I serve as heart, kidney and nervous system all in one. Snaps his fingers, opening a portal and flicking a scroll through it. Before I undertook this role, the council employed layers and layers of logothetes, scriveners, registrars and couriers. Each corruptible, vulnerable, insular, the Memovera's tendrils grew through the cracks in that teetering edifice. Stares at you with two bright eyes. But now there is only myself. Had I not come to this office, I wonder who would rule the city. Farewell. That is strange. The clerk gives no acknowledgement that he heard and merely continues with his work. Maybe now is the time to speak to Alcanperi again. Just checking out. And everything that says here again. You can see that there's nothing new here. Some children. Trash is piled against this building as if someone had been sweeping the square each day and leaving all the detritus here. I'm gonna spend my share on a knife, a real sharp one. Huh, now is there something we could do in the fifth eye to maybe get rid of this woman? We can certainly try. It's the only lead we have at the moment, so I think this must be what we should do. No, sometimes this game is even enigmatic. I'm really impressed by all the depth of writing and of story that just is presented to us here. And I think when it's finally finished, the game will be very, very good. If you like story, that is. Let's see. Go back down. Tanach Hobbs. Has he something new to say? Didn't even look at my belongings. Do I have anything you can remake? No, you are worthy but broken. This time he doesn't look at you. Sylph. Nope. Oh yeah. The fifth eye is where we should go. But what to do there? There you can see the big building with 5, or I think it's more than 5 eyes, isn't it? Looks like it's 7. 5 really big eyes at least. Some faces. That thing with the levees is really, really strange. Also, loss of self seems to be in the same condition. Maybe we could help her as well with a woman. Good, you're back. Talk loud. It eases the pain. What about the triangles? Do they say anything more? No. We'll go inside of the fifth eye. And try our luck again.